Hello, everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Rise of the Ordning, as we are...
Are you unmuted?
I am not muted. Thank you very much. I was fine. I know what I'm doing.
Hacking.
Okay. But as we jump back on into things, a couple of super quick announcements as we get rolling on stuff tonight. So, for those who don't know, hello to my friends on Twitch. Hope you are having a great, lovely time. If you need to run at any point or lurk, all of these episodes will be available on YouTube, which Lunar just dropped the link in chat. And for all my friends who are watching this on YouTube this next weekend, you are more than welcome to come hang out with us on Twitch on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, with that being said,
come hang out with us.
Yeah, come hang out with us.
You don't have a choice.
Do it. You can get hit with psychic damage in real time.
Also,
cowards.
Thanks, guys. Also, make sure to check out the rest of the socials where I post clips from this campaign, clips from the podcast, the Sharding Adventures podcast, which is also on my YouTube, as well as some other just like fun little tips, tricks, and things. And with that being said, I actually met one of our guest stars right now, who's the amazing Bathrobe Wizard. Say hi.
Hi.
But you can go check him out on TikTok, just at the Bathrobe Wizard. I think 8. And the 6. Is it 6? I was like, I knew there was a number. Thank you. So I'll drop that link in chat in a couple of moments, and it'll be linked below in the description if you want to go check out some of his other content. And yeah, I think we're gonna get started right away because I'm rambly and it's easier to just read a script. So the last we left off, the group had wrapped up their time in Naso, resupplying, resting, and getting pulled into a little side mission that seemed to be tied to Komori's past. Finally finishing all their tasks, they teleported post-haste to the Banate Spearum, known as the Twin Cities of Thalor, with the hope to hire a boat to take them north to the Frost Giant stronghold. Zari had a dream of a good friend Felgolis and another halfling that she was hoping to find in the city. Fortunately, luck was on their side because as they exited the teleportation to the Arcane Brotherhood and were promptly ejected, they ran into Odds LeChance, a very flamboyant older halfling who was also ejected for egging the spires. Tizira felt the burn of recognition and questioned her abilities as Odds promptly adopted the group and led them to meet his other friend on the island city across the bay. Through some discussion, the group learned that Odds was also looking to head to the Frost Giant stronghold, as his patron needed him to get something that was on the ship. Heading to the island ruled by the 4 pirate lords, they met with Felgolis, one of the artificially created dragons by Tobias, who gave some information. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a recap on the information right now. He told you where the stronghold was located, which is up north on one of the little islands of the glacier. That the longship that the Frost Giant Lord Jarl, they called him, is not back yet and will likely be in about 14 days from the discussion he overheard. So you're at about a 2-week mark now. That they had a mated pair of adult white dragons, one that was on the ship and one that was kept in captivity at the stronghold. That they're digging this ancient base out of the glacier, that the base is populated with frost giants, yetis, frost trolls, and some captive humanoids, and a very evil white-haired drow. The group then went to figure out who they should charter north, picking Sarah Ondrich, the captain of the Hullbreaker's Promise and member of the Salpa Bud Pact. She's known for being very fast and efficient with navigation. After gambling the evening away and spending time with Felgolis, who is very excited to hear stories of your adventures, you hit the hay early to make your trip out at dawn. Tizira pulled everybody out of bed a little bit before sunrise, and as our sleepy group gathered to say goodbye to Felgolis outside of the Oleander, you began to feel the sun starting to come up. He hugs each of you, and he goes, "I'm so sorry I can't come with, but my old bones are way too cold up here, especially after that little trip. I'll be heading to Maria to warm up, so if you're ever in the Glistening Tempest, hit me up." And with that goodbye, you each gain a boon from Felgolis. The next time you roll a 19 on the dice, so just keep an eye on your dice. The next time you roll a 19, it is considered a critical success, and there are additional effects. However, the next time you roll a 2 on the dice, it is considered a critical failure, and there are also additional detrimental effects. So, with that being said, you trek through the bobbing, floating pathways and docks to the port of the Saltblood Pact, just as the first rays of pink are peeking over the horizon, the mist of the sea still present and spooky. In the harbor, amid a flurry of activity, is your home for the next month. The Hullbreaker's Promise, a black-hulled schooner built for speed over cargo. The intimidating drow captain, dressed in all black leathers this morning in a very flamboyant pirate's hat, is shadowed by her first mate, a broad-shouldered human named Ellen. They escort you on board and to the bunk room that you will be sharing for the next month. Dark wooden panels line the walls and ceilings with lanterns and ropes hanging down, swaying in the slight waves. There are 3 sets of bunks, a small desk, and several empty trunks for your supplies. Dellen quickly explains the details, warns you to stay out of the crew's way unless there is trouble, and they need a fighting hand, and informs you of mealtimes. Those who want can head up to the deck to watch as the Hullbreaker's Promise sets sail, the gray sails blending in with the mist, the cold wind in your favor, as the sun begins to rise on your new adventure north to the Frost Giant Stronghold. So, today marks the 2-week mark from Felgolis's estimation of when the longship Krivingd will be arriving at the Storm Giant Stronghold. You have told the Captain Sarah that she can lay anchor a bit away from the stronghold per your agreement to keep her ship and her crew safe. And you can take any rowboats, or I'm going to just gently remind you of your new rock friend, to approach. Captain Sarah will tell you that barring any inclement weather or incidents, she can shave off a day or even 2 if she pushes the crew to get you there earlier. Additionally, she has the ability to slow down or skirt more, delaying you by a day or 2 if you would like to wait for the longship to arrive first. So, let's get that decision out of the way first.
How terrified are we of this Jarl? I guess is the big question for Speed.
I mean,
I ain't scared of nothing.
of course you aren't, Odds. You wouldn't be scared even if death came to scream and bite you in the nose. Anyway,
That's right.
he's going to die so quickly. It'll be very funny. Anyway, I mean, the answer is try to be stealthy, right?
To my knowledge.
I mean, yeah, but can we really say Odds is really going to die that easily if... And Komori leans in close. The odds are in his favor.
You are ship. Just know that.
Did you just say that there's a chance?
Ravasi is desperately resisting the urge to create an anvil out of midair and have it drop on Komori's foot. So badly.
You have that ability, which makes it 16 times funnier.
I know!
You just get the kind of... Desire's actually just gonna connect to your head. Because I can see the look. I can cast ones.
No.
Why?
What we might run into. Don't worry about it, Komori.
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore your comment blatantly by acknowledging it and then proceeding to ignore it again.
But then you're not ignoring.
Anyway, Nyx, do you have opinions about this?
I'm not really scared of this Jarl lady or guy, whoever it is.
Okay then. Well, what do you think we should do?
I would say let's just get this thing going. But if you guys want to go slow and be stealthy, we can. Although we usually fail at that anyway, so.
Correction. You usually fail at.
Sorry, you go, Cece.
Correction. You usually fail at that, Nyx.
Whatever you say. We are one.
Part of the ship, part of the crew?
Yeah, part of the ship, part of the crew.
Is that how that works? I don't know.
My understanding is we were a guest, not part of the crew, but whatever makes you happy, I guess.
I don't know. You said we were one, and I got really confused for a second.
Yeah, the 4.5 of us, I don't know what odds is exactly, are one.
I think a half is a good estimate. Right, odds?
I would like to take my quarterstaff and start smacking knees.
I will hop onto my broom and hop above Odd's height. Actually, I will hop above his height and the height of his quarterstaff combined.
A whopping 4 feet.
Howard! Come back and get your shins hit like a man.
No, thank you. Anyways, so from what I'm gathering, we're gonna gun it.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Colder.
yeah. If it's honestly with us, it's literally all or nothing. So
Yeah.
either go stealth
This
or
is
go
true.
loud.
This is true, and usually the answer is we stealth into a terrible situation, fight things, and then run away very, very quickly.
That is true. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Communicating your desire to push it if you can to Captain Sarah. She lets you know a little bit about the trip. The trip will be split up into about 3 parts. The first 3 days are going to be relatively uneventful, she claims, as you travel up the Thaler Channel. The second set of 6 days will be on open waters with worry of weather and mild worry of the local monstrous wildlife. And the last 3 days are going to be slow going as you approach the glacier, potentially running into ice, weather, or issues of attack from so many various creatures. So, with that being said, as you guys set off, we're going to go into the first leg of the journey. So we will watch the dark ship travel between the wooded part of Thalor, and the area known as the in-between, which is the part on the... Here, actually, I'll just show you guys. You guys can see this, rather than me describing horrible map descriptions that are not helpful to anybody. Oh, it's so zoomed out. I'm so sorry. We are
Never
up...
apologize.
I'm apologizing. We are up here in the area of Thalor. The group just left this island. So the first leg of the journey will go up here through the channel. This whole area of Thalor is known for essentially being the breadbasket. So they produce a lot of the food, a lot of the wood elves live in this area. And then this area of Thalor that's not the Underdark is known to be kind of like, they call it the in-between, is the slang, like, name for it. There's some, like, little villages and stuff, but it's essentially the area to just, like, not very populated, and mainly just moving products from the underground cities to the channel. So this is Thaler Channel.
So, you want to get into shady business, do it here.
So... we're going to watch the dark ship travel between the wooded part of Thalor and the area known as the in-between. The days are going to go by so fast. The air is crisp, it's growing colder the further north you travel. About halfway through day 2, you pass by Wayfarer's Rest, a resort city on the edge of an island that is named the Tempest Stronghold. If you ask around, the crew will tell you that Wayfarer's Rest is a very popular getaway for the rich and influential, and that you are only allowed on the resort property, as the rest of the island is owned by Thalor's government for magic and military testing. The third day is marked by a light but miserable drizzle that no one seems to be very worried about. So, how are you each spending your time in this 3-day safe leg of the journey? I know that Tazira has a lot with the new magic item that you guys got. So I'm going to start with, let's pick on Ravasi. How do you spend the safe leg of the journey?
I think Ravasi is going to split his time between. I think he's writing a new song. I think he is playing various games with odds, if odds would be down for it. He's got a dragon chess set, he's got some cards. He assumes he'd be down to play games or gamble if he so desired. And I think he's just in turn bugging each person of the crew. So like he'd go to Komori one day and just like hang around Komori all day, and then the next day it'd be Nyx, and then the next day it would be Desira, and so on and so forth. And other people on this ship as well, kind of being like, "Hi, what's your deal?" And, like chit chatting with them and bugging them. And he's definitely trying to learn some sea shanties.
Okay.
All this to say, his usual business: chit chatting with people, playing games, doing song stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna jump to odds next and pick on you. Do you take Ravasi up on his offer to play games and chit chat?
Yes, but not for the first day. For the first day, he spends the entire day following around the ship captain.
Okay.
And obviously, inviting her to various activities. And then once she naturally threatens his life, he will then go pout, take out some twine, and start tying little vials together. Then when Ravasi comes around, he will become very chipper and happy. But as they play, his moves and his decisions make zero sense, but they always seem to come out in his favor.
I love that.
I'm assuming he wins like almost all of our games.
Oh yeah, and he talks crap the whole time. Like talking about how young you are and how you'll never get one over on the old man.
I'm literally older than you by like 100 years.
Oh yeah, he has no idea though. And even as you say it, he just chuckles at you.
Is there anything... Here's something that I like to do when you have characters spending a lot of time together over a long period of time, and you obviously... Like, we can zoom in on little moments if you want to, but I always ask, is there something that we learn about... I'll start with, what does odds learn about Ravasi with more time spent?
You would learn that Ravasi... I feel like odds would definitely notice this because he's intentionally trying to rage bait the man. Ravasi 100% like plays into like the getting like rage baited, for lack of better words, and like getting upset and being super over dramatic. But it seems like, at least for like playing games with you, he doesn't actually get like super upset by it. Like, he's clearly having a really fun time losing a lot to you. And, like, the couple times that he does win, he throws it back in Odds' face just as much, and will keep bringing up those, like, well, I did beat you in this one, for other times. But just very clearly, very intentionally, like, playing along. And, like, enjoying himself with it.
Oh yeah, Odds would be smiling through the whole thing and would never admit it, but he finds that kind of, like, attitude very endearing. Like that, so you're gonna see all that smiling that I described at the very beginning. Even though he was cross, you didn't see it then, but he's going to, as y'all start to play and start to enjoy each other's company, he's going to treat you less like a novelty and start treating you more like his own grandkid. You know what I mean? He's going to be trying to lay down life advice. He's going to try to give you tips on how to play better. And
I'm literally older than you, young man. He's also going to exclusively start calling Odds young man.
And he will every once in a while be very confused by this and will comment on it, but will let it go pretty much because he will grant you the nickname of Twinkie. But should I also share something that you would learn about odds?
Yes, please do.
Yes, please.
So once you kind of get past the facade of, you know, what he thinks is a ladies' man, you'll actually find that he's pretty nervous. Often when he is interacting with people, it is on a short-term basis, like at the poker table. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't spend extended periods of time with people. So he is actually very very worried by the fact that he thinks Nyx does not like him, and that bothers him because he has to think for Drow.
Ah, I see. Oh, you know what? I'll give you one more thing. It is really, really obvious. Ravasi has the biggest fucking crush on Nyx.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't say.
Oh my god.
But when Odds picks up on that, he is going to, like I said, kind of kick the grandfatherly thing up, and he's going to talk about people that he used to be in love with, and his first crush, and he's going to start transitioning the conversation towards the romantic, not trying to woo you, obviously, in this moment, maybe later, but not now. But
not if he gets to it first. Thank you very much.
But as a support, as a sympathetic listener. Sorry, I just read this comment. Middle spoon.
Okay. Let me jump over to let's jump over to Nyx. Nyx, how are you spending these first 3 days during the safe leg?
Nyx will do a lot of sitting in her room to do some meditation, and then while she's out on the deck, she will just enjoy the brisk cold air, but she doesn't really do anything specifically. Maybe she helps some people on the crew if they need something like that, but nothing serious.
Okay. Kind of just vibing it out. Nyx is always on a mission, so she's on her mission. Okay. How about you, Komori? What are you doing over the next 3 days of chill time?
I think after how everything went with the aboleth especially, she's actually trying to like do more like swimming endurance training. So she's like trying to do like swim along with the ship and try and practice with doing that. But it's also a way for her to just like not think about things. It's not meditate. It's the equivalent of meditating for her.
Okay.
Which it's something she's tried but isn't great at. But it's like the whole swimming thing has just been like a way to sort of get her mind away from other stuff.
It's the aggressive workout so I don't have to think about things. Or I can process things. I get that.
Yeah, it's to help her process, essentially.
Go ahead and make me a athletics check and a straight wisdom check.
Okay. Un momento. Because I thought I had my character sheet up and I was one step away. Okay, so athletics. I mean, I'm not raging, but...
I mean, that's still a 19.
You know,
that's pretty good.
Oh, I would say, you know what it is now that I think about it?
Huh.
It's the VTT.
Oh, you had it set on rage. Got it.
That's why. Okay. Anyway, and then just a straight wisdom?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I just realized that I had undownloaded Beyond 20, and I totally forgot to re-download it.
Rip.
So, it's okay. It's downloaded. It took 2
F's
seconds.
in the chat, boys. F's in the chat.
Okay. So, with a 19, I would say that it takes some time. The first day kind of sucks. You're getting back into it. You haven't swam that long, that fast. And like, to an extent, it's almost sprints at first because this ship is fast. This ship's very fast. And by the third day, you're feeling a little bit less sore. You've kind of worked through it a little bit more, and it's less of sprints and a little bit closer to endurance training. I would say you tie yourself to the ship so that you kind of get dragged along, and you take like relaxed breaks on your back, like water skiing, essentially.
And it's especially because it's during a safe stretch, and she's not trying to risk it during like one of the riskier ones.
Mm-hmm. I will say, the water is frightfully cold up here, and that is almost a bit of a training in itself.
Mm-hmm. But considering she's not used to it, I think it, in her eyes, that's maybe something that could be seen for the better too.
Yeah. It's hard to keep your mind off of some of the things that you've been trying to process over the last couple of days. Right. But eventually you do lose yourself in the workouts, and you feel considerably better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And last but not least, Tazira, lay it on me.
Alrighty, this is not a chill time for Tazira. During the day, she is cracking out work on her dissertation. Easily a good 12 hours a day. And at night, she is definitely working with the mirror. And I also... just looking at this real quick. Divination. It's not popping up, motherfucker. Uno momento. Sorry, I should have had this prepared.
It's okay. My Beyond 20 still isn't working.
But as for the mirror, I think that my first 3 questions, if I'm assuming nobody's coming to me asking to use it, my first 3 questions are going to be regarding, do you want me to say this out loud or give it to you?
No, I think that we're going to zoom in on Tazira in these moments. Like, we kind of were zooming in and watching as each of the people did these things. So I think we should zoom in to Tazira on these moments.
Beautiful. The 3 questions that I'm going to ask in these days are going to be about Ravasi's uncle's death.
Okay. Let's start there.
Beautiful.
Let's do it in the order that you would have done things in.
Yes, that is the one that is pressing on her brain right now.
Okay. All of my music is gone.
CC have, if you ever want to, pro tip guys, if you ever want to let CC have fun in a campaign, give them a mystery.
It's enrichment for me. It's like,
yeah. What?
Suthi was like, I want to play someone who loves lore in a Zari campaign because Zari loves lore.
Aww.
Okay. So as we kind of zoom in on Tazira doing all of this writing, all of this thinking, all of this divining, we zoom in on the first night as she pulls out the mirror. This mirror was one of the things that the group selected as a present for achieving their last mission. You think about Ravasi's uncle's death. That's the one that's been weighing on you the most. And I will say, I feel like you tested this mirror out when you got it because you're a scientist to some degree, and you kind of know how, like, you thought of, like, Mippet, right? And you saw a cute vision of, like, the first time you summoned Mippet, and you saw, like, how much she cares about you and how much you care about her, and it's these flashes of a vision. Some of them play out a little bit longer. Some of them are shorter glances, but they're a little bit longer. They're easy to understand in terms of like what's being shown, although they could be a bit cryptic if you didn't have a relationship with it. Yeah. I will say that you did test it out, but when you think of Ravasi's uncle's death, this one's violent flashes. It's not right. You see pale skin with long red scratches. You see red eyes with dark red circles underneath them. A jeweled knife that you recognize ripping open flesh. And a heart wrapped in a red ribbon. And then darkness. Silence. You think the mirror is done, and then a figure of dark hair, dark robes, and appears in the mirror and flies towards you, and it lets out a long screech as it begins to grow hotter and hotter in your hands. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, alrighty. Let's see. Dang.
Okay, so with an 18, you can choose not to drop the mirror, but you do take whatever that was, because I'm rolled up, 8 damage.
Gotcha.
10 fire damage. Ravasi. Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get the sense that if I drop it, this will end, or that the vision will end, or is the vision already?
The vision's done. It just burned you. It was more of a to see if you reflex drop this item.
No, I will cut it down.
Ravasi, wherever you are, actually, I imagine Tazira has been staying up stupid late. I imagine this is the last thing she does before she goes to bed, especially because she knows how a lot of her visions have been working recently, and it's been coming in dreams. So she's trying to trigger the dreams, right?
Yeah.
So Ravasi, you're kind of deep in your meditation, and suddenly you get thrust into your liminal space that you often see with your patron, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Uh-oh! Cece, what are you doing? I'm still not finding the stupid things, but I rolled a 17 DM.
Okay, I trust you. You take half of 58, so that's 25 plus 4, 29 psychic damage, and are completely launched out of your sleep. And you just look, you're starting to bleed from your nose as Tazira's looking over at you, guiltily holding the mirror.
What the fuck did you do? He looks scared.
I will connect to his head.
No, out loud. What did you do?
I asked about your uncle's death.
Blood drips out of his ears and nose, and he just goes, Zyra, and he's just gonna very slowly reach over and take the mirror.
It is spent. Head. You cannot use it again tonight.
Go to bed, Zyra.
I can find good information using that. I'll be more careful in relation to you.
Some secrets are secrets for a reason.
Sorry, Ravasi.
I know. I know you'd never intentionally. I'll give this to you tomorrow morning. Sound good?
I will nod, and I will reach over, and let's see. Get some rest. And I guiltily go to bed.
That's certainly one way to make your wizard druid go to bed.
Ravasi, it's hard to sleep. But
no, he goes back. He just goes onto the deck and lays down and stares at the stars.
Indeed you do. You, guiltily, Tazira comes to you the next day as you give the mirror back to her, and Tazira, you notice the very dark red circles under Ravasi's eyes.
Let me know if you need anything, okay?
I'm gonna go, play more cards with odds. And he smiles.
Fun, and thank you for keeping him occupied.
I don't need to keep him occupied. He's just great.
You know what? I will genuinely trust you on that one. I've got work to do.
Hey, if you ever need someone who feels like a good grandfather, I mean...
I'm not really the get mushy with parental type.
I know. That's why I recommend it.
Okay.
Oh. Also, he bites his his lip. If you really want to answer to your question, I mean, you have his most prized possession. Hey, Odds! Teach me that new game. What was it? Like Jack Black or something?
You back to lose more money, Twinkie? Come on over.
Hey, you're just mad I kicked your ass yesterday.
Okay, 1 for you, 567 for me. Let's go.
Let's do it. Also, I've won twice now. Thank you very much.
Now who's
Yeah,
captain?
I did
twice now.
twice now.
Hey, don't get snippy with me, Tuxedo Masker. You in or out?
Of course I'm in.
Oh, that was Desira.
Oh!
No, you don't wear a mask. Come on,
I
let's
thought you
play.
said tuxedo, to be
Tuxedo
honest with
mask.
you.
Oh.
Ah!
You broke
Yeah,
Kenny, by the way. Kenny's laughing his ass off in his office.
I laughed
'cause I'm-
so hard at Tuxedo Mask, I woke Lily up.
I heard
I need y'all to know that.
Tuxedo Man, and I was like, yeah, of course I'm playing.
I will stick my tongue out at them and go back to working on my dissertation.
Okay, but that is one night of the 3, and I know that Tazira will not keep very well away. What is the next thing that you ask the mask?
I am asking about the storm that took Komori.
Okay. You see a scene that was described to you both by Komori and Rivasi when Rivasi witnessed it. The scene of a storm giant lady with that diadem of coral that was described. Of coral and lightning. Singing in the water with 2 girls dancing on her hands. You see a vision of the throne that you continue to see in your dreams. Ominous thunder rumbling in the distance, empty. And then the scene fades and another vision appears of you deep in the water. Something wrapped around your ankle as you turn and see the giant yellow eye. And the mirror goes dark.
Alrighty. And we have an objective approval of that vision. Let's see. And then I'm going to ask about the fire giant attack on Nyx's town / when she was taken.
Okay. You see... Hold on, let me scroll up in my notes. What you see is you see a glimpse of ash beginning to rain over what looks to be kind of like a small church courtyard. Looking down at small purple hands that you recognize as Nyx, as the vision pulls out and you see the ash beginning to land on her eyelashes. The smell of burning wood. Gray clouds. You begin to hear chaos, people screaming and sobbing, and the booming, thunderous noise of footsteps as a very large hand reaches down and snatches Nyx. There's another body in the hand with her. Are you specifically asking about the attack, or did you pry more? I forget what you phrased.
I will pry more because I want to see if this connects any to Lily.
I will say it's almost directly after that, the vision comes back in as there's a dingy cage. And you see different people changed on the other side of the cage, and you feel small hands pressed into who you can assume Nyx's back. Small children behind her that she's shielding from what's likely their parents. And then you turn and you see who you can only recognize as the Necromancer Lilith, the very twisted diadem of bone-like material on her head. Longest ears. Very pointed nose. And then the vision goes back. And the mirror goes dark.
Beautiful.
And that was night 3. So, we are going to now go into our second phase of the journey. The way that we are going to resolve this is we are going to go with the events that might possibly happen first. And then if you guys want to add anything on, or Tazira has Tazira's like, every night I can look in this mirror, I'm looking in this mirror. So I have like a whole bunch of stuff for this, but we're going to break it up a little bit. I will say that she has shaved off quite a bit of time, and the last half of the third day, you were already in the open ocean. The wind this far north is very biting, so even more so now that we are in the first month of winter. Animal life is scarce, so you do see some overly large birds in the far distant, a little bit closer to land. Captain Sarah keeps pace with the land, kind of following around the western curve of Thalor towards the glacier. I would love if somebody would roll me a D100 luck check to see how these 6 days fare for you.
I got this, guys. Actually, no, I think our guest should do it.
Yes, odds LaChan.
This is just a straight D100.
I will not take the luck away from the lucky.
Oh, no. That's not the D100. It just says rolling 100.
Oh, I forgot. Oops.
I forgot the D. But
That's what we call in the biz comedy gold.
That would have been so funny.
Everybody panic.
Oh,
So
I don't know
funny.
what type of panic it was, but damn, it certainly hit.
I'm
That's
so sorry.
so funny.
I was
like,
losing my shit.
I straight up almost shit myself. That was beautiful. Actually, odds. As you are kind of like seeing this and you're looking out at the moment, you feel a rattling around in your brain. And then you just hear, no, try again. Go ahead and re-roll.
Okay.
Essentially, you got granted advantage on this.
I'm gonna. Oh, this is worse.
And then you
Oh my
just
gosh.
hear a shrug noise, like you don't even know what that means, but it's the noise that you associate with shrugging. And then all of a sudden, something kind of on the north part of the ship immediately lights up on fire, just like a little small fire. And as you guys are starting to like frantically put out the fire, you see from that direction, mind you, the big birds that were circling around by the land are coming at you very, very fast. And as they are coming closer and closer and closer, they're not just birds. They're large, woman-like creatures with talons and huge wings, and they open their mouth and they begin to sing. And we are going to go into some ship combat. I'm going to turn this music down.
I was
'cause I think it's
so
loud.
afraid you were about to take a page out of my husband's book and send us water pigeons. I was about to shit my pants. I won't lie.
Don't remember what water pigeons are, but I remember that they strike fear in everybody's,
Yeah, because a squad of water pigeons can take down an ancient dragon.
oh my god.
What?
Custom
I need to get that from him.
Monster. I think
Oh,
it's a
like a
pretty
Homebrew.
large horde, but still.
Okay. So go ahead. So you guys were kind of hanging out from the north. So this is where shit's lit on fire, and where you saw the birds coming in. I assume that Tazira would be downstairs. So go ahead and put yourself downstairs. But I will say that in this round, you are alerted of a kerfuffle. And then I don't know what the rest of you guys would be doing. So Nyx and Komori, go ahead and let me know where you guys would be on the ship. Also, ignore this really weird looking spiky throne thing. I don't know why this ship map had one, but whatever. I like
In
the
my
color.
brain, that's just simply a really weird looking brain wheel.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Go ahead and roll me some initiatives.
Next to you are.
It's not me.
I don't know why. D&D beyond 20s being a bit.
Odds is very lucky. BW is not.
I rolled. DM, I'm taking a picture. I rolled a nat 20. I still just have cursed shit, and I have yet to figure out what's going on.
Your first hit, since you rolled a nat 20 on your initiative, your first hit is going to be considered a critical.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What layer did that get
DM,
sent
I
to?
sent it.
I
sent it as proof.
I don't know, dude. My Beyond 20 is freaking out still too. And until we figure it out, Sly, I trust you. You are good. Do not sweat it.
Cool.
I hope you trust me. I seem to have this issue also now.
Okay.
Well, I can see your shit. Nyx rolled a 9. The issue is that my
I forgot to clear the list.
D&D Beyond won't even register that I'm rolling something and won't even put it into the game log.
Yeah, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know what's happening. It's like it's not registering that it is a
an actual like roll.
Yeah, like a place you can roll.
Mm.
And so it'll just go virtual tabletop not found.
Weird. Okay. Well, we don't need to figure it out today. That's a problem for later. No. For combat's purposes, I trust you guys. Nyx, what'd you get?
A 9.
Okay. And then who am I missing? I'm missing Ravasi.
I rolled a 26 DM.
Okay. And then I'm going to... I didn't even, like, finish rolling for them. Okay. For the sake of things, I'm just communicating this now. The ship, is acting... Everybody on the ship is acting on initiative 20. So... But as the captain had kind of said to you, she's expecting that you guys are going to deal with any issues that arise. But depending on how things go, this could be detrimental to your journey and slow you down. So, with that being said, you begin to see these creatures flying closer, these harpies. A lot of them have opened their mouth and look like they are beginning to sing, but they were dashing, so that effect has not happened yet because it is not their turn. Ravasi, you guys got the warning because Odd's patron lit something on fire. So, what would you like to do?
So the first, like, attack that I would do would be a, critical hit, right?
Correct.
Too close to the ship.
You can't critical hit a fireball.
I know. I know, DM. That's why it's there. So you can't critical hit. So much of my shit is So much of my stuff is not for there. Oh, you know what? We are just gonna be really chill, and we're going to Eldritch Blast because I get 3 of them now.
Sounds good. Your first one's a crit, so just go ahead and roll damage. And then roll an additional 2d6.
An additional 2d6.
We got special crits now.
Just for the one. Ravasi's will now be spent.
Yeah, 1 second. Roll 2d10 plus 6. This is for my crit. And then what else did I need to roll?
2d6.
Okay. So 14 for my crit Eldritch Blast, and then an additional 4.
Okay. As you feel the kind of like place where Felgulus hugged you, you just hear like his voice giggling and saying good luck, and then a burst of electric energy as your Eldritch Blast hits. Go ahead and fire your other 2.
Yes, DM. I rolled with a +9. I feel like it's more fun for people to see my rolls, so
you're so sweet.
The +9. I rolled another crit, DM. So 17 plus 9, and then another crit.
Okay, both hit for sure.
On this one. All right. So I'm gonna do roll 3d10 plus 12. I forgot the R. Hold on. Guys, I promise I know what I'm doing.
You're doing your best. I see Nick's
27.
measuring.
That was a lame ass crit. That is a total of 27 damage, DM.
Perfect. As this heartbeat comes close, flying, you watch as one blast hits her, and she begins to like convulse for a second as the electric energy goes through, flaps and squawks and shakes it off as 2 more bolts quickly fly after. She's already starting to look bloodied. Movement, bonus action?
Cool. Yeah, he is going to, with his bonus action, pat, odds on the back and go, I'd say good luck, but I think you already have plenty of it, as he gives him a Bardic Inspiration, which is officially now a D8, guys!
Yay!
And then he is going to run, 30 feet over here.
Perfect.
And that'll be my turn.
Komori, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be frustrated because this is a range fight. I brought a melee character to a range fight. Let's just put it that way.
And they're flying.
You have a sorcerer's burst in your anklet charm.
Wait, that's right, because I can use a cantrip, right?
Yeah, you can just use a cantrip. I don't remember your specific
Is it a
rules,
one-
DM.
I think we did Eldritch Blast for it.
No, I think I did Sorcerer's Burst. I'm pretty sure I messaged that
Was
to
it?
you.
You did do Sorcerer's
Yes.
Burst.
Is it a one-time use?
It's a one-time use until I put another charge into it.
Oh.
Which takes an action, DM?
Yes, it does.
However, you can use it this round, and hopefully there's going to be some harpies on deck next round.
Maybe.
Okay,
I have
so
faith.
go ahead and make a ranged attack roll with whatever stats I gave you that I don't remember. I think I made you like...
Yeah, you made, like, an item.
Hold on.
It was sick.
It's literally about finding it now.
I think if you scroll down in your skills...
Yeah, the spellcasting con check.
Spellcasting con check. Do that.
Is it features and traits?
No, literally in your skills. Like where you would do a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Roll down to the bottom there.
Oh, look at that.
Yup.
I did not realize that.
Oh!
So cantrips just happen. Well, fucking crit anyway. cantrips just happen, and then if I put a first level in it, then it has
No,
to do
that's
that
his
con
his
check.
roll to hit too.
Oh, hell fucking yeah!
So you just crit on your cantrip. So go ahead and roll 2d8, and you can pick your choice: acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, psychic, or thunder.
And sorceress burst at this level is 3d8 actually.
Oh,
DM.
just kidding. Okay, so go ahead and roll 3d8.
It just leveled up.
So this one here that I'm
Okay.
throwing on, and you said, and it's 3d8.
Correct.
It's 3d8. I would put the spell card in, but
It's okay.
having issues.
I got it pulled
so
up.
I am
In that case,
I'm-
I will choose. Look at that.
we love control
You
copies.
know what really sounds good? Lightning
Holy shit. Holy shit.
over open
DM?
water.
Uh-huh.
DM, if she crit, does that mean she gets to do 68?
Oh, yeah! She does do 68. And also, this is your first time critting since Felgolus's Boon, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do an additional 2d... What did I say? 2d6. So, do 68 plus 2d6. And it can all be
By the
lightning
way-
damage.
If you roll... Darn it, you didn't roll any 8s. If you rolled an 8, you get to add extra 8s.
Yeah, I did.
Aw.
Yeah, that's why I was doing it. I was keeping them separated.
Keep it separated. Okay, so Komori, you kind of pull the energy from your anklet and burst out lightning that Ravasi had kind of put in there for you as you burst into that one. And it once again convulses, but looks like it recovers. Movement, bonus action.
Hell yeah, Komori! You hear Ravasa yell that.
Don't show weakness, don't show weakness, don't show weakness.
You're doing great!
Movement,
In
bonus
turn,
action.
but no plus. I kind of just want to hold for. I'll move like a little bit further, so that way I can't get. I don't want them to try and knock me off deck.
Okay.
But I'm gonna wait for them to come to me.
Are you raging or no?
I am not raging yet. No.
Okay, sounds good. At 20, it is the ship's turn. You hear Captain Sarah shout, "Plug your ears, everybody!"
Oh.
Because she knows who these creatures are and what they do, and they are kind of holding down and trying to keep the ship on course to fly past them. And the ship does move, but the harpies have considerable speed, so they are keeping pace. So, it is now harpy turns. And indeed, they do all begin to sing. So I need everyone to roll, actually, I'm gonna have 3 of them sing, and 2 of them are going to go down and attack. So I need everybody to roll 3 wisdom saving throws.
Fuck me.
Is this charmed for me, Ravasi?
It is charm.
Yeah.
So our good old friends have advantage.
Fuck me, I got.
Okay, Tazira saves. Komori fails. Odds fails.
You need 3.
Yeah, you need to succeed on 3.
The worst I did on my 3 was a 16.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm currently typing mine out.
Odds, if you you would have, even if you use your bardic inspiration, you're gonna have like 1 that you fail.
Yeah, he's especially susceptible to naked flying ladies singing.
You know, that's valid. That's
Their
fair.
titties
I
are
mean,
out.
Titties
look,
out.
Tits out on a Tuesday?
Okay.
Wait, it's Wednesday. I
Oh,
failed.
good job, Tazira, remembering your portent for the day.
Yes.
Ravasi, you are fine. So, Komori and Odds, you both are now charmed. These guys must continue to sing. While charmed, you are incapacitated and ignore the songs of other harpies. So, I will say that both of you are charmed by the one that Komori hit. Why can't I move these guys? Okay, whatever. You are both charmed by the one that Komori hit. So this one is the one who is maintaining her spell on you. You do see a couple of the other people on the ship, even though they went to plug their ears, they didn't quite have the ability to put wax in them or anything because it was super quick. So some of them are charmed, but you must now move on your turn in the most direct route, trying to get within 5 feet. You don't avoid opportunity attacks, but before moving into damaging terrain, such as lava or pit, you can remake the saving throw. So she's going to stay over here, over the ocean. She's essentially trying to get you to walk into the ocean. So, those who succeeded, you are now immune, and you don't have to worry about it. And then whenever you guys take damage from a source other than the matriarch, who is singing, you will get another opportunity to make a saving throw. Okay. With that being said, the other two are going to lay into both Nyx and Ravasi. First for Nyx, that's a 10 that misses. A 17, does that hit you, Nyx?
It does not.
Okay. Glancing off your breastplate, 15 for Ravasi.
Does not hit.
16. Does a 16 hit you?
Well, that's assuming if I would have been able to get my mage armor up in time. That's up to you, DM.
Would you be wearing it during the day?
Generally speaking, we've been saying that like he'll put it on in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also that's fully up to you because we've been in like safety. And he doesn't seem like the kind of person to be like, yeah, I'll, put mage armor on me when I'm safe. So that's fully up to you, DM.
Okay, then let's say he has not yet, if you believe that he went while you were in safety.
Yeah, then my AC is 14.
Okay, so you take 10 slashing damage.
Ouch. Still not as bad as my patron.
Okay. Okay, that is the end
To Zyra.
of Harpy turns. To Zyra. With Nyx on deck.
Can I dash up to the deck with where I am?
Yes, you can. Those are the stairs right there. Right here. Hold on.
Where?
Right here. Stairs.
Oh, beautiful. So I don't even need to actually use my entire movement.
Yep. You climb the stairs and pop out right here in the trapdoor, where my other arrow is.
I just kind of eat. And I'm going to... Is it this one that's singing right here?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on it.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
I roll a wisdom saving throw, yes?
Yep.
Advantage for her. Okay, that is a 19.
That's going to be a 4, actually.
Okay, you use a portent. It is a 4. I'm going to say that... Is it incapacitated is the term?
Let's see. Saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration.
Okay, I'm going to say that she's incapacitated and her mouth is busy laughing. She can't sing anymore. So all of you wake up, and she tumbles into the ocean.
Hell yeah, baby.
Alrighty. That is my turn.
Perfect. Nyx,
we're not...
It's your turn with odds on deck. And you are all no longer charmed or lured. Okay, Nyx.
Okay. I will take out the Scythe and attack this one twice. And since they're just stupid little birds, I'll use Great Weapon Master to attack.
Cool.
The first one does not hit. It's a 8.
8 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one is a crit though because it's a 19.
Nice! Okay. Go ahead and roll your crit damage and add 2d6 lightning damage. Okay, so...
2d6 or 4d6 lightning damage since it's a crit?
2d6. It was originally 1d6, but because of the crit, it was added. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse. So...
Okay, 32.
Perfect.
Oh.
This bird was already really damaged by Ravasi and is not looking good.
Okay, well, since I did technically crit, I will bonus action attack it.
Okay. Yes, you can.
It is a 19 again, so no
Hits.
crit this time. So it is 22 more damage.
Oh, yeah, easily. You just completely decimate this bird, slicing her completely in half, and half of her body goes flinging back into the ocean with the backswing of your scythe, and the other half just crumples in a visceric heap on the deck.
Okay, I will leave odds with the lower half of it, and I'll go help Ravasi.
Do you want to flank?
It doesn't really matter for Ravasi, so no.
Okay. You still have one attack, don't you?
No, that's just one bonus action attack.
Oh,
I hit.
You missed the first one.
I hit again, yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay, odds. With that vision in front of you, it is your turn.
Odds was, charmed by the song, and then as it ends, he's going to rub his eyes, and the first thing he sees is like Nyx cutting this thing in half, and he just looks up at her in this like grisly gore, and he just goes, "That was hot." As she walks away, he's going to look over at where she's going and sees Ravasi being attacked by a harpy, and goes, "Hang on, leave him alone. He owes me a lot of money." And then is going to attack that harpy.
Okay.
They don't seem too tough, so I'll just chuck a fire.
He owes him like 10 silver.
Oh yeah, we were playing for like pennies.
It's like 65.
Oh my gosh!
I crit on my crit, I guess.
Wait, crit! DM said crits, so we crit.
Yeah, okay, so go ahead and roll your usual. Yep, holy shit. I think, hold on. Oh no, this one was untouched. Go ahead and roll an additional 2d6 lightning damage from Felgolis, and now Tazira's the only one with the boon.
Yeah, because the rest of us are awesome and can crit.
Oh man.
Sorry, wait, that came out really mean. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sad.
Damage.
Nobody's rolled a bad crit yet. I wanted you to see the detrimental effect.
Okay, we're saving it for me.
I
Yeah.
was like, hey Tazira, don't worry about it.
Okay, so as Nyx, you're running up to help Ravasi, a firebolt comes over your shoulder. What color is your flame odds? Like, what does your magic signature look like?
So the moat in the center looks like a golden coin, but the trail behind it is very rainbow-esque, like all sorts of random different weird colors. And it's not like a nice clean pattern. It's like all jagged and crazy and random, and it sparks a lot.
I love that. Oh, that's
yeah.
beautiful. As a very intense hit takes this, like, gets the harpy full in the face, and her whole head is on fire for a quick second as she's screeching and patting it out. She looks horrible now. Okay.
He is going to laugh and do a little pimp walk.
Cool.
He's gonna quote unquote back up Nyx.
Okay. Any bonus action or anything?
I don't think so. I don't think he's got a whole lot of bonus action stuff.
Okay.
Nope, we're good.
Top of the round, Ravasi with Komori on deck.
Yes. So it's just these 3 left, right? Because this one's in the ocean now.
Currently. She'll maybe be able to fly up.
Okay. I have a very oddly specific question, DM.
I have a very oddly specific answer, Sly.
Ravasi's gonna look up. If he looks up about 20 feet, is that clearance? Is there clearance, or are these sails in the way?
I would say so you know how sails are, where you have the 2 horizontal beams in a line, and then you have the blowout of the air. The blowout of the air looks like it does in the imagery. I would say that if you took if you aimed things just right, especially because the ship is currently moving forward, you could get clearance.
Well, so the reason why I'm asking is because if I were... My plan is to attempt to levitate one of these creatures, one of these harpies, which automatically raises them 20 feet from where they are into the air,
Mhm.
and then they stay suspended there.
Yeah.
And so
you could
I'm
clear...
planning on just fully trying to leave one behind.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And in looking over the area that's kind of like up on the ship, Captain's gonna have to duck a little bit, but like you'll clear it. You're good.
Yeah. So would this one be clear then?
Which
'Cause
one?
That's the one I want to go for. This one right here. That's the one I want to go for.
Oh.
No, Nyx is gonna murder that guy. I'm hoping to get one of the ones near Desira.
That one might run into a sail, but you do have you could levitate it and shout to one of the people up in the crow's nest to pull the sail up and give you clearance if you want. They have a turn.
Yeah, he'll yell to give
like
give
drop
him
the
some
sail.
clearance. Yeah, to drop the sail, and then he'll pull out his violin and strum a chord. Cause he's casting this from his fancy little dancy little thingy
Let's
mabobber.
go. I love this plan. What do I roll?
That is a DC 17 con save, DM.
Okay.
Let's gonna put the card in, alas.
I rolled a 13, even at advantage.
Hell yeah. So this harpy, suddenly its wings freeze and it just slowly levitates up 20 feet and it's just stuck there. It can only move by pushing or pulling against a fixed object.
And there are none
within reach.
Mm-hmm.
And there are none. And I can keep changing it on further actions. But I'm gonna just leave it there for right now.
Okay, the ship's about to move anyway.
Yep.
Bonus action movement?
Yeah, I'm... Well, this thing's gonna kick my ass if I do move. So I am going to stay still, and I am going to yell at Nyx, cut this one in half, as he gives her a bardic inspiration.
Okie dokie. Kamori, it is now your turn. You are muted, my dear.
Oh, I as soon as I said it, I'm like, oh wait, is this one over here up in the air still or no?
Which one?
This one that looks like it's on the mast.
Oh yeah, that one's just on the deck with you.
I left that one for you.
You did? That means I can go and grab it.
Yeah, go
I
get
figured
it.
the one near Tazira would be better to deal with. And the one near you would be better to leave for you.
I would say, because there's this one there, and I'm like, I'm worried about Tazira, but...
Pink's floating. Purple is going to be prone in the ocean. Go ahead and kill the other one.
Okay, well, I am going to do what I do best.
Bite?
We're going, rage, for one.
Ooh.
And we're gonna aim for this one here. But yeah, we are going to take a bite. And you know, well, let's be honest, it's not kinky whatsoever.
No, it's the opposite of kinky.
Not with that attitude.
For Kamori, this is the opposite of kinky.
Or this is, I'm hungry.
Kamori nom. Go for it.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. You get it. First bite.
Hits.
Yay! And I'm not missing HP, so it's not like it does much, but, you know, we're here for the flavor. No pun intended. There we go.
Nice.
I did not think of that. That was beautiful. Okay, so 6 piercing. Another 8 piercing. As Kamori...
I did click, but yeah.
And then plus 3 for each for your rage. as
Yeah.
Komori launches herself at this harpy and is just like clinging on to the harpy, biting into her shoulder. Love that. Okay. The ship moves. One of the guys drops the sail as this one is left behind. For the sake of things, the ship moves like 50 feet around. So the
Hell
floating
yeah.
harpy is
Even
now
better.
here. This harpy
Hell yeah.
is also now here. Okay. It is now harpy turns. There's no additional save on levitate, so I don't know that this harpy can do anything.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
I-
Tzaira, what's Tasha's hideous laughter do? Hold on, let me look up.
It's a wisdom saving throw. My DC is 17. She can make a saving throw anytime she takes damage or at the end of her turn. And she is prone in the water laughing, so I don't know how that's going with inhaling water.
She's inhaling water, indeed. I'm gonna say she didn't take damage from, like, choking on water, but, it's not going great for her. So she does still have advantage on this, but she's gonna try again. It's a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 13.
She fails and continues to laugh and be incapacitated and prone.
Okie dokie. This harpy in front of Ravasi. Go
I'm
ahead.
just a little guy.
This one's freaked out about Nyx, actually, and is going to turn, and you watch as her mouth just opens. Nyx, go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
It's not a charm, is it?
It is not.
Then it is a 9.
Okay, you are now paralyzed and must drop your scythe until the end of your next turn.
You have a bardic from me.
Ooh, you know what? I'll
It's
also throw on a wheel to that, so you can also add a DC.
Nah, it just seems like I should roll a bunch of stuff.
Roll it!
Okay, that's a 10.
Okay.
And D6.
And D6.
Oh, 16. Nice.
Okay, you do save. So
Oh, yeah.
as like you're
Powers
beginning
combined.
as you're beginning to drop your scythe, and you just start to see like these images of what you most desire in your head, of you achieving your mission of killing a whole fuck ton of frost giants, and you hear Ravasi's voice telling you to fuck up this harpy, and you just feel a burst of Tzaira's energy as your vision clears, and you are now your own. This harpy is going to 110% still run away. She was just trying to not have you attack her. So go ahead and make a opportunity attack if you so choose. Same with you, Ravasi.
I get a
Yes, yes.
16.
16 definitely hits.
Alright, very cool. This is a booming blade.
Oh my...
Oh,
God damn it. Wait, do you have
hold on.
Warcaster?
You know I do. Okay,
Oh man, I should have known
21.
Shorty took Warcaster.
Uh,
You like how I wasn't gonna let him
21.
get away with it though? I was so sure.
mhm.
Good catch.
21 plus 30, so 51.
Yeah, you kill her. It doesn't matter. She's dead. She
Cool. I'm double checking. Nyx gets either 1 or 6 temporary hit points from that thingy. I'm just double checking.
I'll take 6, just stop looking.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, because it's plus my charisma modifier, so you get 6 temp HP.
Now I'm not even close to dying.
Perfect.
Hell
So
yeah.
as Nyx was about to be paralyzed, she instead, a burst of thunderous energy cleaves this other one in half. Okay, this one is going to... She's in fight or flight mode because Komori is literally on top of her. So 19 to hit, Komori.
That is A miss.
Okay.
Shockingly enough.
And then a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hit.
9 slashing damage, half to 4 for you, as she's laying into you with her claws. What's she at? She sees all of her sisters going or being killed, so I think she's gonna try to leave. So if you would like to make a attack of
Oh
opportunity.
yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Oh.
Aw, man! Good thing you already got rid of Felgolus's boot. Okay, she flies. She's out of here. She's going over here.
She politely said, no thank you.
Yep, pretty much.
We got into a fight we should not have gotten into.
Pretty much. Desira, what would you like to do?
Yeah, she's running. She's realized her mistake. I'll let her go.
Okay. Next, are you letting this go?
No, I'll just let them run.
Alrighty. Anybody else wish to do more than let them run?
Be free.
No,
Okay.
I'll let it go.
Bitches.
I'll flip them all.
Bitches.
Alrighty.
Cowards.
For the sake of things, I'm kind of curious if she would ever save from hideous laughter. You said it was a 19?
17.
It takes 3 rounds, but she eventually does. But by that point, you guys are too far gone. The other one's floated. They have learned their lesson, and they are survivalists, so they're willing to keep it going.
Out of spite, the levitation's concentration for 10 minutes. He's holding it for all 10 minutes.
That's amazing.
I
Because
love
I'm
that.
not required to continue seeing.
Yep. Yep, you are good. Alrighty. And with that, as we are going to go back into the role-playing portion of our phase 2, I think this is a great place to take a break. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure you stand up, stretch, do all the things, and we will catch you all shortly. And we are back. So, for the sake of things, this harpy fight kind of happened, like a third of the way through stage 2 of your grand ol' ship adventure, your second leg. So there's a couple of things that could have happened before. There's a couple moments that could happen after. I'm not going to make each of you tell me how you're spending your time if not much has changed, but if you want to zoom in, have a moment or a conversation after this fight, or at any point throughout it, or if you're just kind of going on as usual, we can just call it that.
At one point, Rafasi will pull out a little bag that should look very familiar. And he's going to hand a mushroom to Odds. And he's also going to eat one.
Oh, God.
So
Let's fucking go.
Odds is now going to be looking at Nyx the way he looks at the captain, just enamored. And so as you offer a mushroom, he's going to reach for the mushroom, not looking at you, reach past, grab the bag, and just shove a handful into his mouth as he walks. Not paying any attention at all.
How many do you think you take? Because I have a certain amount of charges.
He has a little hand, so maybe
He's got
like
little hands. I would say,
3?
yeah, 3 is
Okay,
what I had in mind.
So I had 10. I had 1 in my hand. Minus 3. So I'm at. Oh, I can't do fucking math right now, man. Come on. So 4
Math
were
is for
eaten.
nerds.
6. You have 6
So 6 plus 1, 7. Because I had 1 in my hand that I pulled out.
left. Okay.
No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I ate 1.
Okay.
Alright, I have
Okay.
6 left.
Odds.
Oh no.
Go ahead and roll me 3 Constitution saving throws.
I'll roll
Okie
mine
dokie.
too, DM. I rolled an 8. Hell yeah, brother.
Okay.
You said 3, Con?
Yep, 3 Constitution saving throws. $18, 10, And a 12. Okay. It, ironically enough, doesn't hit you as much as you would assume it would. As it begins to take over. Yeah, these were not just mushroom snackies. This was a drug. And
These were psychedelics.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Odds is kind of like Ozzy Osbourne. He's done so many drugs for so long. He's just like not nearly as phased as he should be for his weight.
Yeah, you do end up tripping though. I will let you guys decide how the trip goes in character. But you are both full on tripping.
Yeah, Ravasi rolled an 8, and at some point, he's gonna look over at Odds as they're currently giggling, like, not, like, attempting to play chess, and it's just, like, them, like, doing, like, the battles with, like, figurines at some point.
We just grab the kings from each side of the chess set and go, no kiss!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
At some point, he's gonna go, I'd say we should go have you shoot your shot at the captain, but, I think she'd probably cut your head off. Do you want to practice on Komori?
If I shoot my shot, she might shoot her shot. But you know what? That's what life's about, baby!
And then he's gonna start running towards Komori, and he's gonna start chanting, "Big fish lady! Big fish lady!"
Oh boy.
Ravasi's got the big dumbass eyes that you know he took some illicit substances.
I imagine that Odd's eyes are huge right now. And
Yeah.
like as shiny as his like head.
Komori there, both
And Ravasi's
full on
just-
tripping.
And Ravasi's just giggling.
As
Okay.
as Odds gets
Okay.
close, he's gonna start saying,
Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy.
Ravasi's gonna hype you up by starting to like play a lovely little serenade on his violin.
If anything, you would find Komori just like it'd be like post one of the training sessions, so it's just like she's still like fresh out of the water.
Super damp.
yeah, in it like she looks drenched, but like in Odd's eyes, he just sees the wet hair being slung back like a supermodel coming out of the pool.
Yes.
And he is just drooling a little bit as he stares up at you.
He's practicing for the captain, Komori. Don't worry. Come on, try press the lines, Odds. Come
What?
on.
What?
Normally he'd be able to think of a line, but he is so toasted.
He's just staring at her.
He just kind of walks up and lays the side of his head on her thigh and just say, "I've missed you."
Oh, that one's good. That one's good.
Kenny, you're cutting out. Say it again.
This is getting a little.
Yeah, Komori, you recognize that they're both both high as fuck.
Oh wait, did you guys take mushrooms again?
Do you want to take some too? No, you had a bad time with that, right?
no.
I don't kiss and tell.
That's not what my point is. You guys.
Komori bundles you
smiles.
down to the bunk, away from all the crew. Lets you eat snacks and play games.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Ooh.
I'm gonna try to sneak out so I can go bug to Zyra. He's too afraid to go
leave me
bug
here.
things.
No, Zyra's in the bunk room, unless she was
Oh, hell
hiding
yeah.
in a different corner.
I mean, Zari, I feel like she's kind of roosted. Is this the bunk room right here, or is this the captain's room? I'm wherever there's a desk.
So as I kind of described, the ship isn't super accurate underneath, but you guys have one room that has essentially 3 sets of bunk beds, so 6 beds total, and a desk in there, and she kind of like said, hey yo, this is your space.
Beautifully, yeah. I have colonized the desk. It is covered in papers. And truthfully, like, you've seen Tizira for meals for the bird fight, and not much else. She has been nose to the grindstone over the past 4 days.
Yeah, when you guys come in high as a kite and Komori concerned, Mippet, like, perks up and then is 110%, like, playing with you guys because Mippet's so bored.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Ravasi at one point is gonna like slither down from the bunk that Komori like stuffed him into, look over at Nyx, and even out of his mind is like, nope, let's not make that many bad decisions, and is going to slink over to where Tizira is and like put his chin on top of her head and go, so how's it going?
You're not sober, are you?
What makes you say that? I'm sober when it's important. And he smiles.
Uh-huh. More so the fact that Komori brought you two in like she was babysitting.
And then
You're not wrong.
And then he's gonna pull up one of your like pieces of paper and squint at it, trying to discern it.
Roll an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Straight intelligence. Baby.
At disadvantage because you're high.
I rolled a 16 and an 8.
Okay.
I mean, that either gives him disadvantage or advantage depending on the piece of paper.
I guess. I'll let you decide, Syra. It's funnier.
I almost
him understand.
Alex, this actually makes a little bit more sense.
I imagine that you probably have kind of peeked over her shoulder over the last couple of days. And it's finally starting to make sense.
He kind of like looks at it and he goes, well, if you shoot too much divinary power into this, wouldn't it overload the system?
Okay, so yes, that's the exact concern actually whenever you're dealing with this, right? Because traditional divinatory methods, right, you have to use a little bit of energy for every single time that you cast it. And absolutely fry things, right? You can fry your own mind, you can fry the equipment that you're using, it happens. This one, I'm hoping to spread out concentrated divinatory force over multiple magical items, which should be able to both bear the brunt and to give a more nuanced answer actually from one concentrated source of power. Now, granted, not every spellcaster is going to be able to use this. This isn't, your augury. But, I mean, listen, you're using augury, you're getting a small answer for one particular query. This one, if it works, could handle the domino effect of, yes, still one query technically, but the 10 follow-up questions that come with it.
Except for, wouldn't that be way too resource heavy or time intensive to carve all of those runes out? Wouldn't you want to try to make it more simplistic? Otherwise, it's going to be just way too much of a mess in the back end.
So my planning here, right, there are these things called professor orbs, and as they traditionally are, they are semi-sentient, don't really have a will of their own, but they're experts in a couple of different topics, right?
So a construct.
Yes, in a way, yes. It's like a huge net of constructs, almost, that if I can figure out a way to engineer it to where they can all talk to one another, and then I can consolidate the ending consequences of those talks, then, we ask about a policy recommendation for Thalor, and then hopefully we can get something about Rosewick and how that'll domino effect there, potentially.
Maybe you could base it off of the telepathic bond spell?
I'm thinking either that or encode thoughts. it might be best to do a 2-layered approach, honestly. And I will actually write down that note. And you will see that she cites your name there.
Oh.
Ravasi,
You gotta
high
give-
as the kite.
You should put little stars for the eyes.
I will do so.
Just the implications of Ravasi. First of all, constructs are not, like, very locally known in the world. There's the concept of constructs, which Tazira would know from the concept, right? And, like, the history upon history upon history. Ravasi intimately knows them because his family has talked about them because his family's not from this world. So, like, there's, like, that thought in your head, Tazira, of, oh, shit, yeah, they're not from here. And then, like, you should put stars on my name.
Yeah, but I don't want to go home with my notes the way that they are right now, so it's a bit more presentable.
No, I understand. It's never good to disappoint your parents. Would you like a mushroom? And he's gonna, like, lean over, so he's, like, leaning over you as you're sitting down, like, standing over you, leaning over, so he's upside down, staring you in the face.
One moment, once my computer stops fighting me. Actually, roll me a d20.
Yeah, I'll roll you a d20. 8.
Tazira will shake her head.
Aw, pretty please. Breaks are good, and also, it'll help, loosen up your mind a little bit. Get those corners shaken out.
I think the problem might be that my mind is already a bit too loose, as one might say.
Is it too loose? If it's too loose, the answer is how flexible your mind is. If it's too inflexible, of course it's gonna break if it's loose. You gotta flow like water. And then he's gonna, like, list off to the side.
A wave hits the boat and Ravasi almost loses his footing.
Yes. Flow like water onto the ground.
And then Ravasi's gonna think about that orb. And with his performance of creation, like, from his understand would like, as a basis of, it can't be magical. Actually, yeah, it has to be non-magical. But, like, understanding, he's going to attempt to make, like, what he understands, like, a cross between, like, a construct and a professor orb, like, visually would look like. And he's gonna create it and plop it on your desk. It's got, like, a little face on it that looks like a knight's helm. Maybe you can talk to this one. It'll only last for 4 hours now? But no, think flexible. Too rigid of a structure for anything. Your mind, your network you're trying to discern. Things are gonna break. Stress fractures. Odds.
Odds was
You
cocking
good?
out in the corner.
Yeah. Can somebody roll? I will actually go over and make sure that Odds is on their side, just in case.
Mippet already had rolled Odds over onto his side and is currently sleeping on top of his head.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Miffet.
Yeah, what do you want? Do you need something?
No, I was gonna... Never mind. You're sleeping. I won't bug you for that. Kamori! Kamori!
Yeah.
You
Yes.
think they got any extra stew from lunch?
I don't know. Go ask.
Will you go check for me, please? Please?
You're really gonna hit me with this right now, aren't you?
Pretty please?
Saying pretty please.
Don't encourage him. But fine, all right,
Here,
I'll go.
as
Give me
a-
second.
as a thank you, and he's gonna cast Eldritch Blast into your anklet charm.
Okay, yeah. Oh, great. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, I think
Thank
we
you.
fade out of this scene of an afternoon of tripping. And we have, so she's cut down another full day. So you have 5 evenings along this trip. To Zyra, you have 5 questions if you would like to ask. As
5 more.
Shift into 5 the evening run through visions in the mirror scene.
Beautiful. Let's see. I am going to ask about the disappearance of the Storm Giant King.
Okay. You see the mirror unclouds. It's almost dark when it's dormant. And you see a vision of the Storm Giant Lady once again, with the diadem of coral and lightning, singing in the water as 2 girls dance on her hands. The same vision as before. You see the throne with the 2 giant dragon skulls creating the arms. They're completely built out of their bones once again. And finally, you see a scene of that giant eye underwater again.
Gotcha. Beautiful. And that's it for that vision?
Yep.
Beautiful. Am I doing the next one?
Sure.
Because Tizira's looking almost for an objective view here, and I know we haven't fully discussed this, so feel free to spin this how you are. She is going to ask about when she broke her own brain.
I'm actually prepared for this.
Oh.
You see the mirror clears, and you see from your perspective. It's almost as if you're watching your old perspective through the mirror. The vision of yourself studying, flashes of you meditating, attempting to trigger the divinations as you did, digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And the last time that you opened yourself, the last time that it worked right, before it started to get to be too much. And then the view pulls out, and you see yourself sitting there, meditating again. But your body doesn't look corporeal. It looks like it does in your visions. The borealis of lights and colors and stars. But you watch as the constellation of Yesnas pops, much like it did in the last time you dreamed. The mirror kind of shifts. And you see once again, from your point of view, the vision of the panic attack at your internship. Of convulsing, speaking nonsense on the floor, of a figure it zooms out again, and the figure that you recognize as Viesna appears next to you. And she's kneeling next to your head, desperately trying to stroke your hair with a look of pity on her face. And every time she tries, your body begins to spark. You see a third vision of your breakdown in the marketplace, overstimulated and panicking and trying not to lose it. Once again, this figure of Yesna is trying to soothe you, the sparks flying off of you and almost shocking her, it looks like. You see her react in that way. And you watch as she desperately throws open the window shutters with a bang of a very familiar shop nearby. A familiar shop of the Nimble Creek family, drawing the attention of the halfling woman. She rushes out and catches you, physically and literally, and the mirror darkens.
Oh. Beautiful. Tizira does not sleep much that night.
You do not?
I will ask next about Artist Climber's ring.
You feel every time that you use this item, you feel the spell take hold or whatever enchantment go off. You feel the enchantment go off, but nothing appears.
Ooh. Alrighty, so we've got 3 so far. The next I will ask about is Artist Climber.
You see a very small scene, a vision come in of someone you recognize as Sirac, the son of Artist Climber, who you had spoke to in the Village of Hearts. This kind of mousy-looking human man, and he seems to be in some sort of temple of Lady Simona in the very familiar kind of nondescript robes as he's attempting to help. It looks like he's a little bit more accepted here than he spoke of being, as a lot of her priests tend to be more feminine adjacent. But you don't see Artist Climber, and the vision fades. That's all it gives you.
Huh. Okay.
If you would like to think about it, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Absolutely. As my computer dies. Uno momento.
It just hates you. It's fine.
It just hates me.
This is never a true D&D session without their computer trying to kill itself.
Exactly, right?
Never.
We have that on the bingo card.
Not
We
yet,
should.
we do.
We should.
I was
Really
saving
should.
that tasty one, alright?
Alrighty, let's see. Ooh, and I have my guidances that I can add on to this now.
You can. Let's just hope you don't roll that Felgolus nat 1 or 2.
Dice. Roll. I'm about to see all these. Swear to God.
I believe in you, Dice.
I've hit it like 3 times. I'm just gonna do it manually now. Alrighty,
Maybe
/
one day it'll come back from the war.
24.
Okay, so with a 24, you have never tried to scry on or use divination magic on someone who has non-detection. But it feels what you would guess that to be. Or there's some sort of... Because from what you can tell in your visions and dreams and scrying stuff off plane can get fuzzy, but sometimes you can still see it, right? Like stuff in other planes, depending on how powerful the spell. So you kind of are thinking that at first, but then you recall that sometimes you just get nothing with non-detection.
That is still good information.
Mm-hmm.
Because that man, that's a daily spell. He has to be upkeeping that.
Or have a magic item that does the same.
Oh, yep. Alrighty, I got one more. Let's see. I'm just double checking. I've seen Ravasi's signet, right?
Yes, you have.
Sorry, man. I'm going to ask about Ravasi's signet.
You see the vision, the mirror comes in, and you see a vision of the hand sketching out the signet, which, for those who don't know, is a kind of like typical seal shield, cut into 3 parts. The top half is cut into 2 evenly. On one side, you see an impression of grapes. On the other side is a bell-shaped flower that you do not recognize. It's definitely not something from this world. And the bottom portion is of kind of just generic stars. Grape leaves surround it. And you see this kind of scene of a very dainty hand sketching this out on paper from conception.
Ooh.
You see the vision moves. And you see the exact ring that you recognize from Ravasi's hand is grabbed and tucked into a pouch that is put on the belt of an elven figure as it kind of like fades into his back. The view pans out, and you see him and several people beside him carrying what can only be grapevines wrapped at the bottom, getting on a ship with overly large wings. You hear chaos and crackling behind. And then finally, the vision moves once more, and you see an elven man with blood-red eyes, signing papers that have the seal of Soulstone on top, pressing the signet ring into wax next to the Rivenvine name and a few scrawled lines of property, lordship, and rule. And the mirror goes dark.
Beautiful, thank you.
And that is the 5th one. So with that, we are going into the last leg of our journey. So this is the 3rd leg. Captain Sarah begins to navigate the treacherous waters north. You are often traveling past dangerous ice blocks. You fight off several ice miffits with ease one day, and you watch as the crew's morale is beginning to dip. You have roughly 2 days to prepare before you get to the point. You're supposed to arrive, and she's going to arrive like about an hour or so away from your true destination. So the first day on this 3rd leg goes without a hitch. Is there anything specifically, as you assume that you're going to be landing sometime the next day or in the morning of the 3rd day, that you would like to do? This is now preparation mode.
Let's see. I need to read the wording on this. Oy. I cannot do that yet, unfortunately.
Let me long rest real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody please make sure you have long rested.
Kenny.
Hey. You're not wrong, but hey.
I have that Eldritch Blast in Komori's charm.
Okay. Any other long-term prep before you go into a potentially dangerous situation?
I would just make sure that Odd's got all his vials tied together that he wanted to with twine.
Absolutely, you can.
Ravasi is going to hand out a couple potions of cold resistance.
Okay. How many do you have?
To everyone. We have 8 in total.
Okay. So everybody, you now have a potion of cold resistance.
Beautiful. Yeah. I am going to at some point cast divination, actually.
Okay.
And so I'll display the spell card, but what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to reach out to Vyasna now that I know about her.
Absolutely you can.
And I am going to be asking about what do we most have to worry about if we should encounter Lilith the Drow in this glacier?
Old ties and old threads. The past.
Okay. I gotta worry about Komori getting charmed.
I thought you were going to talk about fucking Nyx, man.
That too.
I
gotta worry about both of them getting charmed.
Yeah, the only person you don't have to worry about is fucking Ravasi.
Shit, okay. There's nothing I have for that at the moment, unfortunately. I will nod thankfully. And that is what I have for prep.
Anybody else got any prep?
Ravasi will just when he sees morale being kind of low, he's gonna start like playing songs for people as much as possible.
Okay. Sounds good.
And Odds would like to try to reverse pickpocket Ravasi's money back into his pocket.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
A 19.
Hell yeah.
Ravasi doesn't notice. Tizira does.
I wasn't trying to hide it from Zyra.
This is the first time that you get like a genuine stressed smile out of Zyra.
And Odds has a pretty decent passive perception as well. So if he sees the smile from Zyra, you know when old people smile and they smile with their whole, their eyes, and they squint and kind of
The
shine a
whole
little bit.
face.
Aww.
That's what he's gonna give to Zyra, and he's gonna give her a nod, and he is going to step over to her, and he is going to pat her on the forearm, and just say,
Don't push yourself so hard, okay?
I've only had Odds for like 1.5 sessions, but if anything happened to him, I'd kill everyone and then myself.
"You and me both."
Everybody keeps saying that, but I worry a little bit about what might slip. But I do appreciate it, Odds, and thank you for coming with us on this.
He's gonna give you a genuine look of concern, and he's gonna say,
You're very welcome, young lady, but if everybody's saying it, it's probably for a reason. Your friends here are concerned about you. They don't say it, but you can feel it.
Hold the fuck out.
And she actually will not say this out loud, but she will say this in her head. Well, I appreciate it, and I want to continue to be as useful as I can for as long as I can, but what's a couple lost years for helping a whole bunch of other people, right?
"You said you say this in your head. Are you saying this to Odds in your head, like
Yeah.
telepathically?"
Yeah.
You have not done that before. He does not know you can do that, so he starts screaming, "What's that?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
There's demons!
And he's gonna start looking through the skies for more harpies, and he's gonna start summoning magic around him, and it's gonna start to spark.
No, odds. I apparently I'm a Kalastar. I can do that.
You're a what?
Weird other thing that's not a human, apparently.
Oh,
And then the
I
magic
can't-
is gonna start to
I
calm down.
I need to comment. BW has not gotten to that point yet. Genuine BW response.
For the chat, I am listening at home. On my
Getting
own
caught
time.
up.
I'm listening. To the
Yeah, I don't think
to
you're
the
there yet.
podcast. But he is
Spoiler!
Yeah.
He has no idea what that is.
No,
He has
you
no
don't.
concept of what you are talking about. So he is just going to kind of clear his throat and tap his quarterstaff on the ground a couple times, as if it had never happened. And then he's going to say,
regardless, oh wait, can I do that too?
and then he's going to think really hard, trying to think thoughts back to you.
I believe with the Kalastar, you can think
Yep.
thoughts back to me. Yeah,
Correct.
you can think.
Gotcha.
me.
So he's going to think back to you.
Regardless, they are good people, and they value you, and I value you. So please, be careful. I know it only seems like a couple years to you, but those years add up, and you won't get them back. Trust me, I would know. I have spent the last 30-some years trying to recruit more followers for Bob, and I have failed every single time. and I don't want you to lose yourself in pursuing your goals.
And then he's just going to tap her on the forearm again and walk back and challenge Ravasi to more games.
Tizira will sit there with that poignant thought. A little shell-shocked that this man actually makes coherent sense.
Hey man, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Evening comes. Tizira, if you would like to look in your mirror.
Oh boy, would I. Let's see. I'm going to ask about what changed Lily.
You see the mirror clears. You see the scene of the back of a drow woman's head, and for a moment it looks like Nyx from the back. But as you get closer, the ear shape is just slightly different. The way that her cheekbones are young. Poring over books and diagrams of bones and medical and magic in a very familiar Calterm Estates library. The vision clears. And it changes again. You see a very young Lily, looking no older than Nyx, in a desperate fight for her life, shocking a bandit on top of her as he had stabbed a knife into her side, of her screaming and kicking, and his cruel, cruel face looking like he wanted something, of her relishing in his death as he's burning on the ground, leaving behind a skeleton, panning out to see 4 skeletons in the ashes at a destroyed tower you recognize behind her. Her covered in rage and blood and ash as she cracks. And then the scene shifts again, of her in a very snowy forest, a very familiar borealis around her. She begins to cast a spell, and the borealis shifts from the turquoise and the teals to an electric green. Images of screaming souls in the darkness. Bone hands begin to burst from the snowy ground. A skeleton that can only be some sort of giant folk. And some sort of giant cat creature. The scene turns to her, inky black tears pouring down her face as she screams with the energy pouring around her, as bones begin to come up from the ground, rising around her, swirling around her head into the twisted diadem that you now recognize. And the mirror goes dark.
Oh lordy. Alrighty.
And
thank you kindly.
As that scene fades, the rest of your companions, either sleeping or almost asleep in their bunks, you feel the boat hit something. And the whole thing shudders to a stop. And you are just looking at this imagery, and the hair on the back of your neck is beginning to rise. And you just hear Viesna's voice in your head echoing again. Threads. And then you hear a yell from up above. There is something happening.
I will awake everybody else and then start running up.
Okay. You all are coming out of a slumber. Tizira just kind of woke you up. You're not sure what's going on, but the boat doesn't seem to be moving. But it does seem to be moving. It's rocking. It's rocking as if it's being attacked, being eaten from the outside. And you are kind of rushing to the top of the deck as you begin to hear the hull crack. It seems that there's something happening underwater. Where are you guys going?
Oh lordy. You said it seems to be coming from underwater?
It does, but you hear yelling on top of the deck.
I'm no good with water, so Tizira's gonna shoot up to the front deck.
And the rest of you?
Vossi's gonna try to hitch a ride with Desira.
Absolutely.
Komori's gonna do her best to dash up top.
Okay. Nyx?
Is there anything breaking down here?
You see that some stuff is starting to splinter, but there's a couple of ship hands already on top of it.
Okay, I'll go upstairs then too.
Odds?
Same, because I don't have any way of helping.
Okay, you get to the top and you see Captain Sarah was taking the late night shift, and one of the lookouts is screeching, beasts are attacking off the hull, and another one yells, off starboard, and then you hear some voices down below as they yell, we're taking on water, and she begins to give orders. So it looks like she's having the crew handle, obviously, the ship repairs, and she looks to all of you and says, oh good, you're awake. Can you handle whatever the fuck is in the water? And she's going to start steering. So for the sake of everything, I need everybody, nope, that's not the right button, to roll me some initiatives.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Luck's coming back.
Maybe I won't.
I got an 8 DM.
Okay.
Is this something I can see?
It is dark. So at the moment, you cannot.
Holes are working.
DM, I have night vision. Instantly gets killed.
There are dark things in the water, okay?
But DM, I have night vision.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean the water?
Right?
Okay.
Doesn't it just magically make me allowed to see everything perfectly?
No.
Right?
Nyx, you said you got a 8?
Yes.
Okay. And then Ravasi, you got what?
13 DM.
Okay.
Oh, there's
Who do you can choose who goes first, or you can go by dex.
I don't have a preference. Do you, CC?
nope, I don't either.
Alright, I have an 18 dex.
I have much less than that.
Alright.
Sounds good. As of right now, you do not know what lurks beneath the water. All you know is that something's attacking the ship and it is breaking the hull apart. It sounds like the crew is, for the majority, handling the ship taking on water. And Captain Sarah has asked you to handle whatever the heck is happening. So, you are not positive what's happening currently, but what would you like to do? For the sake of things, you've not... I will say that as you are, like, rushing up, you didn't really do much today, so you do still have, like, all your spells and stuff. Ravasi, you could have cast Mage Armor on yourself as you were running up. So don't sweat too much about, like, we were sleeping! We don't have armor on! It's fine. I don't care too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I also cast Mage Armor on myself.
Yeah, as you were running up, yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay. Top of the round. Just to note, the ship will act on count 20 again. Top of the round, odds. What would you like to do?
Well, I was originally going to cast Mage Armor, so now I don't have a plan. Let's see here. I am going to run over to the side of the boat. That's only about 15 feet. And I would like to roll a perception check to look down over the side and see if I can see what is causing the problem.
Okay. For the sake of things, if you would like to give up a bonus action, it'll lower the DC.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, go for it.
It was almost a 20. I was watching the dice. I rolled a 9. It rolled a 2.
The water...
Okay.
So, it's really hard because you are surrounded by icebergs right now, and there's thrashing in the water, but it's kind of underneath ice, and it's really hard to tell what's in there. But there's something big in the water.
Then I will use the rest of my movement to jump over the side of the boat.
Okay. You plunge into ice cold water. You're kind of... Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I would like to stop before I hit the water.
Oh, how?
With flight.
Oh,
With my boots.
oh that's right! Oh, everyone, like, you watch as Odds just fucking jumps off the side of the ship, and you panic just as much as I just did. And you are now flying above the water, Odds. As you get a little bit closer, you see that there's something large underneath this kind of iceberg, biting into the side of the boat. It's really hard to tell, but it's obviously some sort of underwater creature.
Since I'm out of actions, he is going to wave his quarterstaff aggressively at the large creature and say,
Hey, knock it off! I'm riding this thing!
and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Downstairs, the crew is getting the ship patched, and Captain Sarah's continuing to give orders. Komori, what would you like to do? Kenny?
So, like you said, it's dark out and everything, and we can't really see much at this point.
Correct.
Oh man, I don't want to go jumping in the water in case I die. And it's not because of drowning, God forbid. I'm just gonna hold my action for... I'm just gonna use the dodge action for right now, just in case, just to see in case something pops up.
Okay. Bonus action or anything?
If I can't see shit, then... I would say if I can't see shit, then I'm not gonna be able to do much.
Oh, that's true. You don't have dark vision.
Wait, hold on.
No, that's me.
Yeah, I have dark vision.
Okay, so you can see. You just don't know what's in the water because it's dark water.
Yeah.
Okay, Komori is still holding?
Yeah, I'm still holding for right now, and I want to see what might pop up just in case.
Okie dokie. Ravasi.
Ravasi is going to peek over the edge. Could I do a little perception check?
If you would like to sacrifice a bonus action to make it a better perception check, you can.
Sure. I rolled a 15, DM.
Okay. I think what happens is you begin to see the fin of a shark come in between as it seems to be reacting to whatever Odds is yelling at it. And it doesn't look like a normal shark. It looks like it's made of bone.
They've got bones?
No, like, the fin is entirely bone.
No. I'm making a joke.
Oh, okay.
Sharks don't have bones.
They got bones.
It's a meme of the younger kids that I don't understand.
There's bones in there.
Weird Halloween bone animal, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 110% what this is. I'm well aware that a shark's fin is made of cartilage, but...
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
All right. DM, first of all, I have a, how does this work in your world? Does fire magic just get instantly negated underwater? Or is the magic resistant enough to actually be able to do stuff?
That
is fully up to you.
Yeah, because there's no rules about that in the underwater combat, huh? I'm going to vote that it still works to an extent. It's just the creature in the water is resistant to it, so it only takes half damage.
That's fair. Next question. Whereabouts did I see?
Right here.
Right there?
Yes.
Did I see any more? Did it just seem to be just the one?
So, it seems that they're here. I'll just give you a token for this guy.
Ah! There's bones in there!
So it seems that there's obviously other creatures in the water, especially because like the area that was getting eaten or attacked down below was kind of like up here in the top of the ship. So you would assume that there's either more bone sharks or additional creatures underneath attacking, but you do see one.
Awesome. Cool. Ravasi is gonna try to be clever, and he is going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Into the water.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot cube, so I presume it's 3-dimensional.
Yep.
And he's gonna do it like... Well, if they're underneath the boat, then I think he's gonna place it like here in hopes that it might get some underneath the water.
Okay.
So I'll need... and he's doing it like down into the water, so that means it won't be covering us two.
Perfect. I will allow that. It's a dexterity saving throw?
That is a dex save DC 17.
I rolled a nat 1. Yep, they
Hell yeah.
fail.
Awesome.
You do see an additional one kind of light up. You just see something begin to light up almost right underneath odds.
And I will do it in a like violet red color. And they shed dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, there's another glowing red light underneath odds. I will mark I forget how fairy fire works. Is it only while they're within the cube?
Nope. It's
They now are just like marked until you lose concentration.
Here, I'll control copy it. Essentially, yeah. It's if they fail, it's outlined in light, and the attack roll against the affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, you
And
can
that's concentration for a minute.
You can get rid of your cube. These two are marked.
Okay, cool. Hold on. Unlinger.
So that was
Move it
your
up.
bonus action. That was your action. Any other movement?
They were right where I am, for better or for worse, right now.
Okay, and I assume you yell off the side of the ship, or yell for things. Okay.
Yes.
Desira, it is your turn.
Alrighty. I'm assuming I also felt the bucking of the ship in this area, right? Correct?
Yes, it was kind of towards the front of the ship.
Gotcha. I am actually going to, let's see. I am actually going to go back down, because I can't do shit up here and I can't see. And I am going to cast Moonbeam underneath the boat, because I don't have to see the spot where I cast it, and I'm going to cast it at 5th level.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And we're gonna play Water Sweep in a couple turns.
I love it. I think that you can very easily, especially considering the fact that one of the dockhands will like tell you that there's something like attacking the side of the ship like very exactly, and so you can absolutely get one in this round. So that's a Constitution saving throw. I rolled a 14.
Beautiful. It fails and takes all that radiant damage, and I am also going to bonus action. And I will take. You know what? I'll take Form of the Dragon.
For funsies.
Okay.
For funsies.
Anything else?
Nope. That will be all.
Okay, next it is your turn.
Does it feel like things are hitting the boat on each side?
Correct. It does feel like there's something else on the other side.
Okay, Nyx is gonna go to this side because everybody's on that side. And she is just going to throw down a fear at the water. So it covers a 30-foot cone area. And I'm just gonna try and fear any creature I can.
Okay. What do I roll?
Anything it hits rolls a wisdom save. 17.
Okay. And then will you just like copy pasta fear for me so I can look at it? Because I need
Copy
to
pasta.
look at a ruling. Okay. Interesting. Cool. You do feel the spell take hold once.
Okay, that's all I do.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little Nyx colored dot on this one so I remember. Okay, interesting. It is now Bone Shark turns. Something's happening there. I think.
That again.
Oh, yep. Let's resolve the Constitution saving throw for. I got a 16 for Moonbeam.
It fails and takes 19 more.
Okay.
Bones them, dry bones.
You feel something. You listen to Zyra and it stops biting where you were, and it moves down roughly about 20 feet and begins attacking the ship again.
Gotcha.
Odds, one of these, the one that's right beneath you begins to come up and snap at you. That is an 18 to hit.
I have a 16 AC, so I will shield.
Okay.
Oh, actually, hang on. I've got second chance. I can make you re-roll it once a combat.
Okay, sure.
Let's do that.
I re-roll and got better. I got a 21.
No. I'll shield
Rip.
it. Oh, wait, no. Is that a reaction? Hang on. Let me see if it's a reaction. Oh, yep. It was my reaction, so I can't do both.
Oh, man. I think you're trying to, you're expecting the one that you kind of saw to come for you, and it comes from behind, and as you're trying to get the magic of possibility behind you, you don't, as it latches onto you, biting onto your leg, pulling you down. You take 26 piercing damage.
Okay.
You are not grappled or anything, but it attempts to pull you down, and you manage to kick its nose and dislodge a bit of bone as it drops back into the water.
That's good.
Yeah, fuck it. I think this one launches itself out of the water, and it lands on top of the deck in a horrifying amalgamation of bone. There's these two onyx stones in its eyes that are glowing kind of like a vibrant neon green energy. And as it lands, Ravasi, you turn around horrified as this thing is right next to you, and you look, and it has a row of human feet attached to the bottom.
What the fuck?
Zari, politely, when the fuck did you get into horror?
I hate that.
I rolled a 19 to hit you.
Fuck that shit. I mean, the silvery barbs that. Sorry I didn't help you there, Odds. I was afraid
No, it's
something
okay.
like this might happen.
I rolled a 21.
Fuck you. Alright, fine. I'm gonna give Komori advantage.
And you take 22 piercing damage.
Okay. If this is from your necromancer lady, she's a fucking whore. As he's like, ow, fuck, getting bit. Get off of me, stupid ass motherfucking feet.
Odds, it is your turn.
Odds is insulted that this creature would dare bite him, so he is going to say, "Oh, you want to play? We can play!" And then he's going to raise his hand, and it's going to glow with energy and then he is going to mutter the keyword, "Gotcha!" and cast telekinesis.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I am going to attempt to grab the. Oh wait, are they huge?
They are huge. You can do
Oh,
it.
you can try to move a huge or smaller creature, so that works. So I'm going to try to grab this thing and rip it out of the water and drop it on the deck next to the other one.
Okay. You're gonna give
I will
your melee
fly-
something to fight.
I will fly, a little further away so it can't snap at me while I do this.
Okay. So it's a contested strength check.
I believe it is a strength check versus my spellcasting ability. Let me see. Make an ability check with your spellcasting ability contested by the creature's strength check.
Okay, so you roll versus us roll. Okay,
Correct.
go ahead and roll.
Sorry, I ended up in the saves. There we go. And it auto re-rolls for me, but I will use a luck point to re-roll that.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and re-roll.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Rip.
That is
It's
a rip.
okay. It's concentration, so I can do it again, but I will fly
Okay.
further up away from the water.
Yeah, I rolled a 16. It is still in the water as you fly further up away from the water. Okay. Anything else?
So I don't have a lot of bonus actions. I'm trying to see about if any of my features will help.
Got any fun bonus actions?
Oh!
there?
This is fairy fired. I'll allow that to be an advantage. So if you want to roll one more time for your luck check.
Oh, because it is an ability check.
Yeah, it is. I rolled a 16.
I am still rolling terribly, but I can try to give myself a 1d4 extra with Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
Wait, is it Tides of Chaos or is it Bin Luck? It's Bin Luck. There we go.
And then you did cast a spell.
I sure did. And it's a 4! That brings me up to
Okay.
18.
You do indeedy pull this thing out of the water, and it's until the end of your next turn, so it is considered restrained, I think. Yeah, restrained. So
yes,
there's advantage on both of these creatures. This one also has a row of human feet underneath it.
And I did roll a 13 on the surge. So.
Okay, so you are fine.
But he is cackling manically.
Alrighty. Kamori, it is your turn.
There are things
Oh,
for
goodness
you to
gracious.
hit. We gave you options.
Yup, I'm not gonna munch and crunch, despite there being bones to chew on. Go over towards this one. We're gonna get real mad so we can hit real hard.
Kamori, make a history check for me, just for funsies. You recall... No, Nix. No!
It's her family. Yeah, they're just trying to get Kaori back.
No!
They love you.
Kamori, you recall way back in the day, well, only a couple months ago, bludgeoning damage is very effective against bones.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe, if I remember correctly,
I think that's my tail.
Yes, it is. We
Real-
decided that your
real-
tail was bludgeoning.
The real answer is that these guys are trying to reach you about your ship's extended warranty.
oh, not again.
They're loan sharks, guys. Come on.
No!
Aha!
Thank you for appreciating my absolutely terrible pun. Nick's not even here to appreciate it.
I'm right here.
It's all good.
Not wrong, Nick.
Oh god, it's spreading.
Anyway, I am going to do the raid. Okay, that's on. And yeah. And it's got the reach, so I'm gonna make sure I'm a little bit outside of that.
Okay.
Okay, so first attack.
15 does hit.
Okay, let's just get the second one done now.
11 misses. But you do have advantage from Ravasi's silvery
Yes.
barbs, so you can roll again.
Oh.
And also, is that one fairy fired?
Oh, it is fairy fired and restrained. So just everything has advantage.
Enough.
Yeah.
Well, you got 12 does unfortunately miss, but roll one more time for the advantage.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's,
Nope, wrong one.
reaction.
More reaction.
More reaction.
My favorite type of action.
Oh, you rolled above like a 5. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, so
You're doing
we'll
great.
take the 11 and the 10, and those are bludgeoning because it's your tail. So a total of 21 bludgeoning plus 6, 20.
I didn't
It's
even roll
late.
damage.
Yeah, you did. You rolled 11
Nope.
piercing up there and 10 piercing right there.
Yep.
Okay. So 21 plus 6 is 27. And then
And I use my bonus action to rage.
Yep, and it does indeed seem that they are vulnerable to this. So it did quite a huge amount of damage, and this thing is beginning. You start to see bones slop off of this creature. Okay.
We gotta talk to them about their bones extended warranties.
Okay, Ravasi, it is your turn.
Speaking of which, sorry, Sly is very, very tired.
I'm so sorry.
We all are, I think.
I know, I was hoping that this would start a little bit sooner, but we got into the roleplay sauce. It's okay. As soon as some of them got on the deck, we knew that Nyx was gonna body one of them, and Komori was gonna body the other. It's fine. Okay,
Yep.
what are you doing, Ravasi?
What Ravasi does best. Oh. And I totally know what I'm doing at any point in time, don't you worry. I don't have bludgeoning for anything. So Ravasi is simply going to, because it's disadvantage if I try to do a ranged spell within melee, right?
Correct.
Even if I have an enemy within melee, correct?
No, I don't play those reindeer games. If you try to shoot something in front of you, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's at disadvantage. But if you try to shoot another one, them threatening you doesn't make disadvantage, in my humble opinion.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for this guy, and they will be at advantage. That's an 18 to hit.
Yes, definitely.
For 9 force. 18 to hit again.
Definitely
For
hits.
8 force.
Okay.
And a 21 to hit. For, 15 force.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this one in front of Komori is starting to not look great.
That's good, that's good. And we are gonna shoot a little bardic over to Nyx.
Okay. Next, you are bardicked. Anything else?
That will be all, DM. Efficient round.
Indeedy. Okay, with that, Tazira, I believe it is time for our fishing with the moonbeam.
Indeed, I love laser fishing.
Go can move.
Beautiful. I will move it over the 20 feet to be on top of the shark again.
Oh, it
And
was
just-
the other way. It was up here,
Oh.
but you're fine. You know, you see where it's tearing parts of the hull out, so it's very easy for you.
Oh yeah, totally. Boom.
Okay, I rolled a 19, so I do save this time. So
Beautiful.
it takes 16 damage, and you hear a weird noise.
Oh.
Seems like I pained it.
And do I hear any other tearing at the hole?
Not presently, actually.
Okay, baller. I will just keep it there and just be chillaxing then, I guess.
Okay. Nyx, it is your turn. You do feel the connection in your fear spell still.
Okay, I'll go hit this sharky boy.
Go ahead.
And since there are giant bonefishes on the deck, I will Great Weapon Master attack.
Okay, you do have advantage from, whatchamacallit.
Fairy
Fire.
fire.
Oh, true. Then it's I think it's a 13.
13 just hits.
I knew it. It does 20 damage, slashing.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
And the second one's a crit, always nice.
That is nice.
And it does 35 damage slashing.
Okay. Shorty's so fast at adding things together for me. Perfect. As you cleave into this creature, you see bones begin to clatter apart, and you watch this dark magic begin to keep them together. They're trying to hold together. It's horrifying.
Disgusting, but since I did crit, I will bonus action attack.
Okay.
18.
18 hits.
Nice. That one's 20 more damage.
Okay. It's, if a bone shark could not look so good, it's not looking so good.
It's looking pretty broken.
A little bit.
Like it has no spine?
No, it still has a spine. Anything else, Nyx?
No.
Okay. There is another bite on the hull. But I will roll a Constitution saving throw because it is still in there. It rolled an 18. Go ahead and re-roll your damage, though. Tazira for Moonbeam.
Oh, yep. Sorry about that. Da.
It's okay. I did not say your name or Moonbeam at all. I was just prattling on about damage. Okay, so it does take half of that radiant damage, so 42. Yep, okay. That one is still kicking. And then Ravasi, have you lost any hit points?
Yes, I've been bitten for.
Okay.
I've been bitten.
It turns around and goes to bite you again. But it only rolls a 13 to hit.
Which misses.
Okay, Komori, that is a 21 to hit.
Yep, that is a hit.
Okay, for 18
I
piercing.
will silvery barbs that bite.
Okay, then it is a
Nice.
12 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, as
I got fishy.
yep, you got a fishy. Okay. Odds, it is now your turn.
Odds is looking especially petty. So he will fly over here. And he will reach into his bag and pull out several of those vials that are tied together. He's going to toss them into the air, and he's going to point at it and say, "Yeet!" And then cast Catapult at first level on the bundle of acid.
Let's go. Which one are you flinging them at?
Oh, the one that bit him, of course.
Okay. Remind me how this works.
I believe it's a dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty. I rolled a 7, so I think I fail with your DC 20.
Correct. And then I've got 10d6 acid damage, I believe.
Yep, so it takes that 17 bludgeoning, and then an explosion of acid as the vials break.
For 44 damage.
Okay, this thing begins to dissolve in the bones as the bones cannot hold together, and you watch as a mote of green energy leaves it and flies off into the night.
That's right. Try me again. Mess with the old man.
And I will reduce that from my inventory.
Okay, bonus action or anything else?
No, I don't need it. But I will maintain concentration on the telekinesis in case the other one gets frisky.
Okay, go ahead and roll another d20 for your wild magic surge.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Roll a what? Roll a what? Roll a what?
I want to so badly.
That's an 8. Okay, Kamori, it is your turn.
Okay, considering the one has already been taken care of, she's going to move up, and since with the tail she gets the reach property, so it's going to try and stay out of the range there and just give a good tail thwapping. So let's go and do. Ooh.
Yeah, 28 hits. Kamori action.
I hate that so much, but I love it.
It's so
It's
fun.
it's grown on me.
It's like the horde descends. It's one of our verbal stats. Okay. So 21 also hits. Go ahead and roll another piercing, which is bludgeoning in your tail form. So that's a total of 19 plus 6 is 25. Yeah, you dissolve this creature. Just come over and you smack it once, twice, beating it, and the head bone cracks, and both of those onyx pieces fall onto the deck, and once again the green mote of electric green energy leaves and flies off into the sky.
I can't say I like that.
Okay.
Are there any more
Ravasi.
of these things?
Ravasi, it is your turn. Oh no, we might have lost a Sly.
Oh no.
I have a question. It is now Tazira's turn. Tazira, are you going to just move your thing?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and do so.
Beautiful. Because I have no clue where the other one is either, so I can't even. Why did that? There we go. Do. Oh, that is boo-boo damage. What the
It's
heck?
okay. It was enough. It was not looking good. And as you move your moonbeam over this creature, you hear the thrashing stop, and it's silent. It's quiet. As it begins to calm down.
Whew. I will do just like with the rest of my concentration on this for the minute. I will just do a circle sweep around the boat to make sure that anything small is caught, and then I will drop it.
Okay. Nyx, roll me just a general charisma check.
Alrighty. I did really well. It is a natural 20. So 25.
Okay. You get the sense that the way you cast fear, right? It's supposed to work when they lose sight of you, they can remake it. You get the sense that something in your magic it recognized, and it did not work in the way that the spell typically works. It was way more effective, and that shark is not coming back.
Knowing what I already knew, that I'm the best, I will do nothing else because the threat is gone.
Okay, you guys are left with huge piles of bones on the deck, as well as a couple of onyx gems. And as you're kind of standing over these, thinking about what it could be, Komori, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
You hear a voice in your head. One that you don't recognize, but you do. And it just says, "Interesting. I guess I'll see you soon."
Who is this? If I can simultaneously recognize and not recognize it.
You're not sure, but you do know that it's familiar. And with that is where we are going to end our session.
I do have one request.
Yes.
Telekinesis concentrations for 10 minutes. Odds would like to use it to make the bodies dance.
Yes, as Komori is having this moment
Shit.
in the background, the bones are dancing around the dock. Or the
God.
ship.
I did want to wait until she was done having her moment, and then it's like, wee!
Yes, exactly. Okay, well, if you are with us on Twitch, do stick around for a couple of moments, but if you are with us on YouTube, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you enjoyed in this session and why it's the human feet on feet bones on the sharks. You're all welcome for that horrifying visual. I need you to know this is not me. This was a creature that I found in D&D Beyond.
What the
Yeah, it says it has human feet across the attached by some demented necromancer, and I was like, I need to use this.
You know, I would say that too.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Anyway, if you're with us on Twitch, stick around. If you're with us on YouTube, leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out all of the description for the rest of this episode or series. Oh my goodness. And as well as links to our socials. And we will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.